Inference is how to read between the lines. Do you remember when you were asked to answer reading comprehension questions and then you find out that the answer to the question is not in the text? Well, this is called inference. So in this lesson, we're going to learn about how to look for information in the text, how to find clues in the text. Clues are the things that help us get to the answer and make us make inference. And at the end of the video, we're going to have a chance to practice, practice, and practice because practice makes better, right? So, are you ready to start? Let's start. One way to look at questions that are inference questions is a combination between two things. The information from the text, what we get from the text that we read, and our life experiences, what we know about the topic, our general knowledge about the topic, and our basic knowledge of life. Those two things help us infer and make inferences about the text. Here we have a picture. There are certain things that we can see in the picture and in some information that we have to infer from the picture. Let's look at the first question. Which season is it? Okay, in order to understand which season is it, I can look at the picture and infer because we have fire here and we have flip-flops, we have a hot cup of coffee here. We can infer that maybe a blanket here, and we can infer that the season is winter. This is not obvious in the picture, but this is something that we infer. This is what we do with the text. Where's this person sitting? So we can infer that this person is sitting in his or her house, probably comfortable on a couch or on the bed. These are things that we infer from the picture. How does this person feel? We don't know how this person feels, but we know that there's an iPhone and an iPad here and the remote control. And we can assume that this person is trying just to relax, leave everything behind, and just relax. So this person probably feels tired and he or she wants to relax. So these are things that we can infer about this picture. Easy, right? Okay, now let's give it a try. Put your inference glasses on and let us look at certain texts. We'll start with really short sentences and then we will gradually, slowly move on to longer paragraphs. Okay, ready? Let's go. Let's look at this sentence. Sarah wasn't allowed to go to her friend's party. What can we infer? Okay, so she was not allowed to go to her friend's party. She wasn't allowed. Who didn't allow her to go to her friend's party? Probably her parents. And they didn't allow her to go to her friend's party. What can we infer from this? We can infer that this was probably a punishment for something that she did. That's one way to look at it. Okay? Another way to look at it, maybe she wasn't allowed to go to her friend's house because her parents were too afraid to send her. They were concerned about her. So these are some possibilities that we can infer when looking at a text, in this case a sentence, and trying to find an answer. Moving on to the next. Let's take a look at this. My hands shook as I was feeding our neighbor's dog. My hands shook as I was feeding our neighbor's dog. How does this character feel? The character who said this sentence. Okay, now it's not written there, but we have to infer. from what we have in the text and from our life experiences. Now, what do we know about the fact that when a person's hand shakes, when my maybe the dog was scary and he was scared. So that's one way to look at it, depending on how you infer from the text. Moving on to another example, just to make you feel much more confident. Okay, let's take a look at this. No, I don't eat meat. What can we call this person? A person who doesn't eat meat. What do we call him? Right, exactly. We can infer that this person is a vegetarian. He doesn't eat meat. Great, excellent. Let's move on. Here's another question. And this time the sentence is a bit longer. Let's take a look at this. What do we have here? We have Mr. Brown got out of the taxi and ran towards the airport gate as fast as he could. So he got out of the taxi and he ran. Where did he run to? To the airport gate as fast as he can. Now, what can we infer? We can infer that he wants to, of course, if he's at the airport gate, he wants to travel abroad and probably he's late for his flight. So, that information we infer from the text and it's not written there explicitly. This is called inference. Here we have a short paragraph and we have an inference question. Let's pay attention. Maggie was getting ready to walk to school. She put on her coat and grabbed her backpack. As she was leaving, her mother said, I love you. Be careful. So, what can we infer from the text? Can we infer that Maggie is in the fifth grade? Can we infer that Maggie lives next to school? Can we infer that Maggie is never late for school? D. Can we infer that Maggie is excited about going to school? Let's take a look at A. She's in the fifth grade. There's nothing here that shows us that she's in the fifth grade. So it's not the correct answer. Let's move on to B. Maggie lived close to home. What do we have here? Let's take a look at the text. How do we know that she lives close to home? Well, it says that she was ready to walk to school. If she was ready to walk to school, it means that she lives close to her school. Let's take a look at C. Maggie is never late for school. This information is not here. And then D. Maggie is excited about going to school. Nothing that shows us that she was excited about going to school because she only put on her coat and grabbed her backpack. Her mother told her, she said, I love you, be careful. And she was ready to go to walk to school. So the correct answer is B. Great. Perfect. So let's examine another example. And this time, it's a very, very long paragraph. And we have one question. Let's take a look at it. Pay attention to details. Are you ready? Let's go. What do we have here? Winston stood at the store counter. It was hard to make a decision. On the one hand, he had just enough money to buy the new game he wanted so badly. However, he had come to the store to buy his mother's birthday present. If he bought her present, he would have to wait another week to have enough money for the game. As he looked at the game, he remembered that his mother made his favorite soup when he was sick. He also thought about how proud she was when he won the relay race. His mind was made up. That's the text. And the question is, What was Winston's decision? We don't have an explicit answer to what his decision was, but we can infer from the text that he had a dilemma here. He didn't know what to do. He was debating whether to buy a new game that he wanted so badly. He wanted so much. He wanted the game so badly. However, he had to come to the store to buy he had come to the store to buy his mother a birthday present. So it was his mother's birthday. If he bought her his present, he would have to wait another week. So the decision was whether to buy himself a new game that he wanted so badly or to buy his mother a birthday present. As he looked at the game that he wanted, as he looked at the game, which game? The game that he wanted so badly. He remembered that his mother he remembered that his mother made his favorite soup when he was sick. He also thought about how proud she was when he won the relay race, and he made up his mind. So, what did he decide? Apparently, as we can infer from here, since he remembered that his mother took care of him and made his favorite soup when he was sick, and she was proud of him when he accomplished great things like winning the race. So his mind was, of course, made up to buy his mother a birthday present. We work our world knowledge and life experiences that we have here in our brains, right? And we take a look at information from the text. We take a look at clues, and then we reach a conclusion and we make an inference. Okay, so I would like to tell you to look closely and find clues whenever you have to answer reading comprehension questions, because you will always find the answer. Be curious, just like this sheep over here. Okay, so good luck, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Assalamu alaikum, everyone.